Welcome all. It's an ordinary share pays annual dividends. The next dividend is expected to be 10 paisa and is due in exactly 9 months' time. Again, if you really want to understand, you have to draw the whole diagram. You think this way, okay? The dividends are there, company is paying dividends. Now see the duration. This is not the duration, right? Annual dividends. Annual dividend means every year company is paying dividends, okay? Every year. The gap is 1 year. The next dividend is expected to be 10 paisa or penny, whatever, per share, and is due in exactly 9 months' time. That means you purchase at a date somewhere. Here you must have purchased, okay? This is 0 for you. For company, maybe this point is 100, okay? This is 101, doesn't matter. You purchase here means from here things will start for you. And the 0 for the company could be somewhere here. When company started operation, we are not interested in that. You purchase here, that means company, those who had already the paper, company must have paid dividends yearly, so many dividends, even we don't know how many. What we know is when you purchase here, then this is 3 months, okay? Once the dividend is paid, after 3 months, you must have purchased. That's why you are expecting to get a dividend after 9 months' time, okay? So the first dividend you will get after 9 months' time. This is 9, but if you compare the duration between dividends, that is 1 year. This is 9 months, okay? And this is 1 year. So the next dividend you will get, because company thing is fixed. Even company will not be able to know that you purchase here when paying the dividend. It doesn't matter if you purchase second hand or fourth hand or whatever hand, I don't know, from someone else. You will get a paper. You paid money, you got a paper. If you show this paper to the company, company will pay here to you. So when you are getting dividend, that's what they're saying, okay? Even if you get it from the company, you will get after 9 months, because company will say, see, our dates are fixed, okay? Suppose it's January. Now you want to purchase on 1st April. So next January you will get. After that, next January, okay? That way. If you purchase on 1 April 2019, you must have got 1 January 2021, then 1 January 2022. Then after another year, it will go this way. 9 divided by 12. It will continue. 9 divided by 12. So these are the dividends. So everything is annuity here. What you are doing, 9 months time and 10, but it's not constant. If things are 10, 10, 10, then 10 v power 9 by 12, 10, 1 plus 1, 9 by 12, all that. That way you could have done. The dividends are not constant here. The dividends grow. It's expected that subsequent dividends will grow at a rate of 5% per annum compound, okay? And inflation, okay, inflation will add later. Let's not use this one. In the question I have not given you. So you just use this one, okay? Will grow 5% per annum compound. Dividends will go 5% per annum compound. Then you must know what was the last dividend. Okay, they've given the next dividend. Okay, it's not the last dividend here. In most of the cases, you will see the last dividend. Then your dividend will be 10 into 1.05. But they said the next dividend is 10. Okay, then there is a 5% growth, 10 into 1.05. I'm not applying interest rate. This is not the interest rate. This whole amount they will give you. That's all. This amount they will give you. Similarly, they will give you another amount here, squared 10 into 1.05 square. This way it will continue. So if you find the price here, it's easy. 10v v power 9 divided by 12. Then 10, next dividend is 10 into 1.05 square, v2 9 by 12. That way it will continue. Then if you take 10 v power 9 by 12 common, you get 1 here. This one here. Then you apply GP formula, 1 plus r square. This is 1 minus, this is infinite, 1 divided by 1 minus 1.05 into v, 1 divided by 1 minus r, that's all. You put I here, I must be given here. Okay, calculate the expected effective rate of return. They're asking here, okay. Expected effective real rate of return. That means this one you have to add inflation. That's why they're talking about real rate of return. But you forget about real, only rate of return. If rate of return is given in the question and this is not given in the question, then how can you do this? Okay. And the price is given 250. So we'll replace P by 250 here. 250. So if you solve this question, okay, because you don't know V here, you'll get V. That's all. So how can you solve this without knowing V? One method is interpolation here. Because V power 9 by 12 is coming, you have to use interpolation. Do you have any other method? No, 25. You divide 10 that side. And here you change to 1 upon 1 plus I. If it's possible, you do it because you have to find I. Okay. Now, come to the case where inflation is given. If you can directly solve, it's fine. You have to do it because power 9 by 12 is there. I thought it's not possible to solve directly. Okay. If I is given, you put find the price. That is easy. Use a calculator, find the value. But value is given when you are finding I. Make it sure that these are only up to power 2 and integer powers are given. Okay. I mean, natural number, the positive integer, whole numbers. If you get a fraction, there might be a problem. Sometimes it's possible if everything can be in that power. But here 1 is there, 9 by 12 is there. So you can use interpolation. Okay. You take 10 that side, make it 25. Find the value of this for some I. You check that it's around 25. 1 less, 1 greater. That way you can solve it. Now let's go to the case where we have inflation and you have to find the real rate of return. Okay. This is the whole question now. When we talk about inflation, constant inflation, it will always drag your value. It's like friction on the surface. Suppose I'm running or maybe I'm walking, okay, on a floor, concrete floor, or I'm walking somewhere else. Suppose the place is muddy, okay, then I'll not be able to walk that faster because something will drag me like a frictional force. What will happen is if I think that my money will grow at 10%, here interest rate is not given. Suppose you deposit money, you think that your money will grow at 10%. But if there is inflation in the market, though you get this way, your money will grow. But what might happen is there is a lot of inflation, more than 10%. Then finally, if you find the value, it will go down. There is no value. Inflation you have to write here. If there is 3% inflation, go on dividing 3%, okay, every year. This way you have to apply inflation. Inflation you have to write it down. And I must have written the inflation formula for you. If there is no inflation in the market, zero inflation, then we write this way, money grows this way, 1 plus I square this way. If there is inflation in the market, it will try to decrease your value. So money will grow this way now. Then if you assume that inflation is I dash, including inflation, then this must be equal to this. Okay, if you solve, you will get I dash. I dash is called real rate of return. Okay, I is called nominal rate of return, money rate of return. E is called inflation. Now my question is, suppose you deposit 100 and interest rate is suppose 10% in the market. Okay, inflation is 2%. How much you will get after 1 year? Who can answer? Neha. You deposited 100, okay, on 3rd January 2020 for 1 year. So tomorrow you are expecting to get some amount. You know that interest rate is 10%, okay, and inflation is 2%. How much you are expecting tomorrow? Anyone who can answer? Yeah, quick.
So
Yes.
107.84.
Acha, fully applied formula. That means you are not watching the videos properly. Are you sure I explained already this one, this formula, or not?
Yes, sir, you have explained it.
So, how you made a mistake? You know what is the inflation now in India? Okay, that is not required here. What I'm saying is, here when you deposit money, if interest rate is 10%, you will get 110. That's all. Why you are decreasing, I don't know. Inflation is like emotion. You have to cry. You will not say, no, I got 17. You will keep in your hand 110. Bank will give you 110. You will see the money and you should cry. No, I thought I will get a lot of amount giving 110. I had so much expectation, but this 110 is not worth 110 now. I will get less value. Had I spent 110 last year, what you are saying is money value decreased now. I got 110, but last year in 110, whatever I used to get, the same amount I will not get. Suppose you want to purchase something, whatever, you can say biscuits, okay? 110. Now in 110, you will not get that many. You will get less amount. The value of 110, it decreased. Decreased when we say money is the same. That's why we say money rate. Money rate will not change. Why you are not thinking logically? You think logically. When you go to the bank every year, they give you different or they give the same thing. Money value will not change. That's why I is called money rate of interest. If there is inflation in the market, the real rate will change. Real rate will change means when you compare with commodities, when you compare with the assets available in the market, their increase because asset price normally see it's not that all asset price increase. Some increase, some will decrease. So overall, I'm saying, okay, that's what is inflation. So the price is not constant in the market. Okay, the rate we say every year from year to year it's increasing. So what will happen is for whatever you are supposed to pay some amount this year you are paying more. Okay, so you compare this one with last year and you say that this 110 is not worth 110. When I invested this 100, whatever I thought, okay, I thought X amount of things I will get, but here I'm not getting X amount of things. Okay, I'm getting X minus 1 or X minus 2 amount of things. I'm getting less value. The value of 110 is less because these are papers, right? These are papers. Money, it's an exchange, it's a medium we are using, but ultimately it boils down to what you will get with 110. That is important. Suppose government will double your salary, but then the petrol price is if it's 60 or 70 now per liter, it will be 500 per liter. Similarly, we purchase rice, whatever weight and all that, they will increase 10 times. How it's going to benefit you? The house rent here for a 2 BHK in Bangalore is 25,000. Okay. So if house rent will go to 1 lakh, 2 BHK house rent, okay, your salary will double, then how it's going to benefit you? So when we talk about money, inflation comes into mind. Inflation, if the inflation is constant, which is not, okay, if inflation is constant, then we use this way, square, cube, and all that. Here, constant inflation E. Okay. Using retail price index or consumer price index, normally we estimate inflation. That is not constant. Every year, it's not. I must have written something 5% or 2%. It's not. Okay. But yeah, if you assume constant inflation in the question, you can apply this concept. But remember, it's 110 only. This is what you get. But its value is not 110. Its value is whatever you said, 107 point something you said. Its real value. That means effective rate of return is not 10%. This is 7 point. What was exactly? If E is 2%, I is 10%. What is I days?
7.84.
Okay, 7.84%. This is 2%. I is 10%. So my question was not to find I. My question was how much you will get. You will get 110. Remember that. But the value of 110 is not 110. That's what you are supposed to know. Value of 110 when you compare with purchasing something, or purchasing power decreases here from year to year due to inflation. So effectively you can say I got 7.84 only. So you have to refer when you invested. Okay, why you will not go 50 years back? Because if there are 3% here father, grandfather. Okay, when father says I'm getting 50,000 but it's not worth now. Okay, no, son is saying I'm getting 50,000, it's not worth now, I'm not able to save. Father says I used to get 500 but I saved 200 every month. Grandfather says I used to get 50, I used to save 30 every month. Right? So where you go? The money value is decreasing from time to time. Okay. So even it was 120, 130, my father's salary and all that I remember. So what happens is, how can you, to which point you have to compare? Okay, wherever you have invested, that will come in the next problem. Let's continue. So this is how we have to apply inflation. So now come to the problem. Inflation is given 3%. So you have to apply this way. However, in this problem, in share problems, will not use this way. There will be little bit change. Why there will be a little bit change? Because the points are not 0, 1, 2, 3 in this problem. And mostly these problems are repeated. You try to understand, you think 100 times if you are not able to follow. See, your first dividend is 10, okay? Without inflation, it's 10. If there is inflation, its value will come down. Its value will no more be 10. It will be 10 divided by 1 plus C, inflation. What is 3% inflation? 1.03. You have to write power 9 by 12. Why you have to write power 9 by 12? Because we're talking about 9 months. And we are interested to compare to this point, and you have to count this length. Don't compare with the growth factor. Growth and inflation you have to apply separately. Inflation has nothing to do with the company, because company, they have seen lot of ways, like their company there since last 50 years or 100 years or 20 years. Okay, so they have seen so many changes, price and all that. They are not worried about your short-term business. Okay, you want to purchase here 4 years, you have to sell it or whatever. Okay, yeah, it's not a bond, it's a share, so you will keep it. You purchase here, but before this also this was there, right? So you need not worry about how things happen before. You have, your world starts from here. Okay, so from here to here it's 9 by 12, so you have to write this way. Then another year means 10 into 1.03. This is the real value, 19 by 12. This way you have to write. However, there is a growth also, you have to write that one here, 5% growth, and here 1.05 square. Okay, because from dividend to dividend there is growth. Okay, this way. And inflation will come here because it's only 9 months. This is 0 here, but dividend, the last dividend was here. Okay, this is 1 year, this is 1 year, this is 1 year, this is 1 year, but you purchase here, so you have to apply inflation from here. Though dividend has connection with the company, inflation has no connection with the company. This is about you. So you continue writing this 1.03 power 29 by 12. And sometimes there is a confusion in the exam hall. What happens is, when you write some, they do here and there the payments. Once you write the payments, then the task is easy. What you need to do is make it sure E will go with I. Inflation will go with the interest rate. Okay. So if I write the price here 250, I did inflation now, I have to find the effective rate of return. So I can write 250 is equal to 10 divided by 1.03 power 9 by 12 V power 9 by 12. See, they go together. Okay. Then 10 into 1.05 divided by 1.03 power 19 by 12 into V 19 by 12. They will go together, V and this. Even V is 1 upon 1 plus I. You bring it here. Okay. And you can include this one. V power 9 by 12. Okay. That is 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus I power 9 by 12. You can write. So you have to find I ultimately, remember. So now you can take common. If they've given in a different way solution, try to understand that as well. So they will go together. Remember this way. You take v power 9 by 12, 1.03, 9 by 12 here. Then this will be 1. Okay, 10 also I've taken. Then here you get v. Here also 1.03. Okay. There is a mistake, you have to tell me. So that is, I've taken 9 by 12. This will be 1. Okay. Square. It will go this way. There is no change. Then you have to use a formula.
Sir, so in the numerator, it will be 1.05.
Okay, 1.05. Okay, let me write that. I'm not taken 1.05 common, right? So 10 is already there. Square. So this whole is r now. Okay, this whole is r. 1 plus r square. You'll get 1 divided by 1 minus 1.05 divided by 1 plus I into. That's all. You have to write this way. And then you equate to 250. And you have to solve this equation. So when you solve this equation, I will be your answer. I will be I days. I will be your real rate of return. So what they wanted actually, they wanted real rate of return, right? So sorry, I is your normal return. They ask money rate of return or effective real rate of return, right? Yeah. So when you find real rate of return, then what is the use of I here? What is real rate of return? Who can answer? Once you find I, you know E, then you can find I days. This is what they wanted. Okay. So when you solve this equation, whatever way you solve, you do it, or you follow the solution. Okay. You have to solve this and find I. Remember here, there is only one variable. So you solve it and find I. E is given 3%. Okay. You solve this and find I. From these two, you find real rate of return. That's why how I normally teach. But if you have an easier way given in the solution, but remember method is the same only. Okay. Where you are writing what, that is important. So do this and find I days. I days is what required here. Now let's go to this problem. When you price an index linked bond, normally I start with this problem. How they can give more using whatever way the index increases here. It's not constant. If you have a constant inflation, if you start 100 from here, it will be 100, 100.02, 100.02 square, but that way it's not there. Okay. Never mind. Then we use some kind of index. There are different kind of indices. You need not worry about those, not required for you. We have a lot other things to do here in CM1. So how to use index, that's important. Okay. So we have to draw a real line and write the payments. That is the first and foremost thing. So let me draw here. 3.5% coupon stock issued in February 2000, redeemed 2005. Okay. So I'll write 0 to 5 only. Make it very simple. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3.5% coupon. Okay. But if they will ask you the price here, or price is given, they will tell you to find the yield, whatever way it is. If 3.5 you use, that means you are pricing a normal bond. Index linked bond means the coupons are linked to the index. Okay. And they will try to give you more. Why they want to give you more here? If they give you 3.5, it's normal this way. In our times, in your times, it's different. You go there. Okay. There is a small window, someone is seeing. You show your paper, you get 3.5. Of course, in our times also agents were there, but I'm just explaining. Okay. You have to get it if you show the paper, suppose. So if you get 3.5, there is no change in the dividends, then that is normal bond. Index linked bond means they promise you to pay more every time. More means how much more, how it will be decided. What happens is from time to time, if there is price increase, what happens is those who invest in bonds, sometimes they feel, okay, we got this amount as coupon, but it's not worth because there is so much inflation in the market. That's why company says, never mind, whatever way the consumer price will increase. Index means what happens is, suppose you want to purchase a basket, okay? You have different kind of fruits, vegetables, okay? These are there. You want to purchase all. So if you purchase this basket, okay, and this basket, you can check, because somewhere it will increase, somewhere it might decrease, right? So the same basket you see after another year. So here, for whatever amount you used to pay 540, now you have to pay 562. That's all. There is an increase in price, retail price index, consumer price index, so many indices are there. So don't worry about the names, just use. So this way it increase. Whatever way the index prices increase, that way you have to, company will increase your money and they will give you. Okay. Company says, don't worry, there is increase in price. I will increase also your amount. Even the redeemable at par means 100. I can add 100 here, so that at the same time I can apply here. All your money will be indexed. Indexation means this, okay? Instead of giving you 3.5, when you show your hand, you show your paper, they will give you more. More means you have to write 562 here, then 540. So if you multiply, it will be more, okay? So you will get more as compared to 3.5. This is index linked bond, that's all. They will give you more. Here 584. The denominator will remain the same, 540. It's like this. How you have to apply? This way, okay? Sorry, I use wrongly because this is 2000, right? Remember, this is 2000. This is 2001. This is 2002. So 2000 to 2001. Here the change is this. So if you, this is the first one, 584 by 562. This is what you will get, okay? Second time, it will be like this, from here to here. In 2000, you invested. So for 2 years, you have to calculate, not from here to here. So it should be 607 divided by 562. Don't ask me why you are not taking this, why this. This is not mathematics. If you don't understand, no problem. Nobody will care. Finally, they will see the result. You invested here. Logically, you need to understand, okay? Even if you don't understand, it's fine. Spend a lot of time, 8 hours a day. 632 divided by 562. 632 divided by 562. That way you continue. 657 divided by 562. Then 788 divided by 562. These are the things, okay? If the price is given, okay, suppose price is given 95, okay? So in bonds, it was easy. We used to write 95 is equal to equation of value 3.5 A5 plus 100 V5. You solve it, you get I. That's all. But here, you can't write in that form, equation of value form. Okay, because the payments are different. You have to write this one. 95 is equal to, you have to use interpolation, and then whatever you find this value, suppose this is x1, because I'll not find things here. This is x3, this is x4, this is x5. So instead of 3.5, 3.5, we have now variable amount x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So when you use that, you will get, if this is x1, x1 into v, x2 v square, then x5 v5. When you solve this, you get real rate of return or money rate of return. Anyone who can answer?
Nominal.
Yeah, nominal you get, right? You get nominal rate of return because we have not considered inflation here. Though the company considered inflation index, okay, that's a separate thing. Company have taken this one to give you more money, because company thinks that you will go and you will take this money and you will decrease it. Obviously, I said emotion, right? Inflation is emotion. Suppose In bonds, what will happen is, in bonds, you go first year, you get 3.5. You bring it and you see the value. Okay, suppose you invested in 2000, when you compare, you decrease this one because you have to purchase something, right? The papers you will not keep throughout your life. You have to spend it, 562 by 584. This way inflation will apply. Inflation will never increase your value. Inflation always came down below. Remember, I said you 10 into 1 plus I divided by 1 plus C. That means it decreases value. In normal constant inflation, here how can you decrease the value? This way. You write this one 562 in the numerator and 584 in the denominator. This way it will decrease. So company will think about you. Company will think that, okay, this guy, they will take the money and they will decrease it. Okay. And they will feel that this is not worth investing because the money value is decreasing due to market price fluctuation behavior. Market price is increasing. So that's how the value 3.5 you get. That is not worth 3.5 because 3.5 was there in your mind. Now you get 3.5 also, but you will not get 3.5 amount when you spend this money. Okay. Maybe it's 3.14 or 3.1, whatever, I don't know. So it will decrease. So what company thinks is, company says, okay, don't worry, I will increase your money. I will not give you 3.5. Okay. Company will, in the opposite way, company will use the index and company will try to give you more. Company will give this. Now, if you bring this money instead of 3.5, you try to decrease using this 562 divided by 584. So things will get cancelled and 3.5 worth value you get. So how much you got? You got X1. What is the real value of X1? That is 3.5. So that 3.5 was there in your mind. Now you have more than 3.5 money, that is X1. And when you spend X1, you get 3.5 commodity or asset. So you will not feel bad about investing once again. That's what company thinks. So they will increase your money in the opposite way. Okay. The way the inflation you apply, the opposite way. So when you bring your money, you cut, your money will be 3.5. If you ask me, no, why not we're using 3.5 here? How can you use 3.5 here? You don't get 3, you get X1, which is greater than 3.5. Its real value is emotional value. Okay. Or you can say when you compare with the commodity or asset you used to get here before 1 year, you are not getting that amount. Okay. You are getting more, but maybe 3.7 whatever, but that is not worth 3.17 when you compare with this time period. Okay. That's why we say, because you invested here, we say you have to get more. This is index linked bond. Your money value will increase. So if you use these values, you solve this equation of value, whatever way v square you write, this one, you will get money rate of return or I effective rate of return. Okay, not real rate of return. If you want to get real rate of return, you have to do the opposite way. This way you have to do, this thing will cancel and 3.5 you will get, and then you have to solve this kind of an equation. However, even this will not happen in index linked bonds due to a problem. Okay, because what happens is the index, we say the index is not available to the company. Okay, because this is different, this is different, this company producing index is different. Okay, if some statistical organization they publish this one, okay, this is only one organization publishing index, okay, in a country, but these companies are like 5,000 or 50,000 companies. Remember that they are not same. In a problem both come, but they're not the same. Okay, this is the company who is issuing bond. They will depend, okay, suppose on a particular date they want to pay a particular dividend, they should know this one and this one. If you say no, at this point you must be knowing the index value, because we have to calculate somewhere, right? Some index you have to use. The index value will come at the same time. Okay, when people are there, thousands, they're gathering, they're asking your money, company will not do this task. They're regulatory and all that, you have to find its value, you have to inform, I mean, so many files you have to maintain. So that way it will not happen. At least 1 month the company needs. Okay, company needs to know the index 1 month before, at least 1 month before, so that they will do all calculation, they will send you, or maybe they will keep things ready. When you come, they will give you. Okay, the problem is the index, whatever index you have here, that index is, I mean, they will publish, there is index publishing company, some statistical organization. Okay, we have one in Delhi, Indian Statistical Organization. So what happens is the same date they will publish this. So how you can manage is with one lag. Okay, Suppose you want to see the question paper, you will not be able to see your question paper, right? 1 year back, 6 months back, last time question paper you will see. They will see one last time. That way, instead of taking 2000, 2001, you have to take with 1 year lag. That means you just subtract 1 year. Instead of taking these two, you take these two. So that here, lot of time you have, these two you have to use. That's all. So how it will be? 3.5. Remember, instead of using these two, you subtract one from here, subtract one from here. I will use 1999 figure and 2000 figure. Company will use. Okay. For me, it's not a problem. I will get on the same day. Then I will compare. The index will be available. I'm a single individual. I will not worry about anything. I need not calculate anything. And index is available. So, and I have to purchase the goods from the market. So I will compare the same. Okay. For me, it will not change. These are the company payments. So what will happen is we'll compare 1999 2000. Okay. You see 1999 2000, 540, 562. 540, 562. Okay. Company will increase value. 562, 540. This is what you will get after 1 year. This is what you will get after 2 years. Sorry, 540, 562, then 540, 584. So instead of comparing these two, now we are subtracting 1. Okay. Now instead of comparing these two, we'll subtract 1. This will remain constant 540, and this minus 1, you have to take 2001 figure. Once it's over, you can just copy 2001 to 584, 607 that way. 584, then 607. You need not worry about the denominator. So these are the payments you will get. It will be easy for the company to calculate these and keep it for you before. Okay. These are the company payments. So if you are finding real rate of return, these will not help you. These are the amounts you will get from the company. So if you solve, you get money rate of return or effective rate of return. Suppose now this is X1. And if you want to get IDAS or real rate of return, you have to solve this equation. X1, again, you need to, so you have to see in the question what is asked. Okay. For you, these 5 years, you will not worry about the past 1 year back value. Okay. You compare 562, 584. So they will not get cancelled this way in reality. There will be a little bit difference. Okay. 584, 584, 562. 584, 562. Now, remember, this is the amount you got from the company. This amount, you forget about what you multiply. This is the amount you got from the company. Now you are using inflation. This is for index linked bond. Remember, and if you compare with normal bond also, the only difference is when you found the real rate of interest, you did this way. These things will match. This and this will match always. The only difference is what you are supposed to get in case of bonds and what you are supposed to get in index linked bonds. That's all. In bonds, 3.5 and 3.5. You need not think anything. Stop your mind and do when you are finding real rate of interest. In index linked bonds, this X1 you need to find first. And here, things will not change. 3.5 into 562 divided by next value. Next value here 584, then next value 607. So you have to write this way. The same way writing here. The only difference is the 3.5 you need to replace by X1, X2 when you are finding real rate of return. These things will not change because inflation will be found in the same way. The money the company is giving, there only you have a difference when it comes to getting money, when it comes to or comparing to when you are comparing bonds and index linked bonds. Here the difference will come. So here you have to find X1. What is X1? The money you get, you have to index those money in the opposite way. You use inflation. Not only that, along with that, you have to use the lag also. 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, it will be given. That lag you have to use. Lag is used because company, they want to prepare everything before. They can't give you the exact way money is increasing, but with 1 year lag, they will give you money. Okay. So if I have not discussed this problem, I'll give you the whole problem. Okay. You do it and check it. Okay. Important. Next problem. I discussed this problem or not? Yeah, I discussed this problem.
No, sir.
Okay, let's discuss this problem here. 3-year index-linked security is issued at time 0. The security pays nominal coupons 4% annually in arrear and redeem at par. The coupons and capital payments are inflated by reference to the inflation index value 3 months before. So if you see this table, you are gone. Okay, you don't try to use each and everything what is given. Calculate the real yield. Okay, real, you are finding real rate of return here. So I have to write the, sorry, I have to write the payments actually. Okay, so let me draw the real line. Time 0. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all. And 4% annually. It's so easy. 4%, 4, 4, 104. I'll do here. 110. Sorry, 114. And company will not pay 4 because this is index linked bond. But company will take. They will not take 0, 1, 0, 1 because at this point when they get this index value 116, they will use it. You are waiting. You are shouting outside like in movie theaters. Give me ticket like that. And in the ticket counter, nobody is there. That situation will happen. Okay. So they will take 3 months extra. That means instead of comparing 0 and 1, company will compare these two, 9 by 12. That means 3 months before they want some value. Okay. It's close to 116, though 115. Then here also for 0, you subtract -1. Okay. 9 by 12 -1, that is -3 by 12. No, 0 is not required here because -3 by 12 is 9 by 12 -1. Okay. -3 by 12 separately they must have given value. Oh, this is 110. Redeemed at par. So 104. So this is 110. Okay. So you write this way: 110 divided by 9 by 12, 115. Instead of considering 1, 2, okay. Sorry, no, don't subtract 1. You subtract this 3 by 12 from here. Okay. These two values you have to use. Then -3 by 12. When you compare these two, -3 by 12 already have written. This will not change. That 110 will not change. Sorry, 110. And here 115, then here 118, here 122. Okay, if you use this one along with the price whatever given, the price of the stock 100. So if you use use discounted method and solve this one, then you will get money rate of return or effective rate of return. If you want to get real rate of return, if this is x1, okay, if this is x1, you have to write x1 into, I'm not finding this now. Now for you, these are not required. For the company, you invested here, you got here. When you get this one first coupon, okay, you must be knowing this value on that same day. So 112, 116, you have to decrease 112 by 116, x2, then to 119, okay. x3 this one into 112 divided by 125. If you use these things along with 100, solve it, you will get real rate of return. Here you get money rate of return. These two problems I will send you once again. Do this thing and compare the solution. You should get the answer. Very, very important for you. Okay, class is over.